We were going to wait for me to finish my acai before we started this podcast, but we were missing some funnies that way. We
were having a great conversation.
We were mixing it up. We were talking about Vegas.
We just came back from Vegas. I literally got out of a car 32 minutes ago. Last night, I was at XS Club. It's in the Wynn, I believe.
It's in the Encore, technically.
Well,
Same property.
Same property, yeah.
I used to work at the Encore, so I take pride.
And this is the shadiest I've ever seen Vegas. And maybe it's because we were there.
We had a degenerate trip, and it started with a degenerate show.
A very degenerate show. They gave us free reign. When they brought 3 whiskey sodas that no doubt Nico ordered for some reason to the table right before the show and said, yeah, you can go ahead and light up the cigar in here. And I'm just in a random Hooters. I said, oh, we can do whatever we want here, can't we?
Yeah, well, it's the Oyo now.
Yeah.
But I think it started, Leo, when we were crossing the street from the MGM and we saw our big mugs towering over Las Vegas Boulevard. It's technically nice. Tropicana Boulevard, but you could see it from Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's pretty
the
nice.
Strip.
It's pretty nice. No doubt there were some women that were like, I think that's the guy that was accused of sexual harassment from The Bachelorette. I'm sure at least a couple of Batch fans saw me up there.
Tens of women went under like, oh, that is the guy who sexually assaulted me.
Okay. Yes. Sure.
Well,
but seeing what did that feel like to you, Danny? What was that experience like to you to see your face? It's probably like 20 feet high. You know what I mean? Like it
was 40 or 50. I think in real time, I'm not even sure we filmed it or took a good picture with it.
I don't think we did.
We probably should have done that. I think we just went inside and gathered around our whiskey sodas that Nico ordered.
Yeah. But you know what? There's a saying. We used to, whenever my coach in Valley College used to say, when you hit a home run, if you pimp it, it's like, this guy must not hit that many home runs. If you act as if, you know what I mean? Like, so we saw ourselves on the, on a huge screen on Las Vegas Boulevard. It's going to happen again.
Yeah, I guess that saying would apply way more if both you and I didn't post the video of it to Instagram like 4 times when anybody shared it or took a picture of it. We were pretty pleased with ourselves. But we go into the show. It's a bunch, as you would expect, our show in Vegas. Everybody's hammered, including us.
Yeah.
How did it start out? Because
I think I just kind of belittled the guy in the front row for wearing shorts. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Fucking whatever.
And I called some other guy. He was slightly Middle Eastern, and I just started interrogating him about Hamas.
He wasn't actually. I went up there and I wanted to double down on the Hamas thing, and he was just a brunette.
God damn.
I think he was just a guy with a little bit of brown in his hair, and you called him a terrorist.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
It was slightly curly brown hair. You know what I mean? That's all I need.
Crowd work is interesting. You just mentioned that a guy was wearing shorts, which it's like if a guy's wearing a hat, he's a piece of shit.
Yep.
If he's not wearing a hat, he should be wearing one, and he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to get targeted when me or Papa Leo are on stage.
No. It's my favorite thing. I do a heavy amount of crowd work right to start the show, and it usually gets everybody real riled up. And then we decided we put Skyler up. And that was really, that was one of the worst bombs. You missed the set? Okay, this is how I would describe it. It was one of the funny.
Can I? Because I want to preface Skyler's set. So Skyler is a buddy of ours in Vegas.
The man.
Who found us the venue.
I
think he might be a cocaine dealer.
Okay.
Because he knows a lot of seedy people in Vegas. We went to a bar and he knew everybody down to the busboy who he communicated with in broken Spanish, up to the owner and a strip club promoter. I think he's a coke dealer. He never seems to have a job. He's always available out there. But he told me, he was running some ideas by me, and I said, it was 3 hours before the show at this point. And I'm like, I don't think this conversation is going to do anything in terms of making your set better.
Yeah.
What would have done that is if you'd hit some open mics in the weeks before. Yeah. If you didn't, I can't help you, buddy. But he told me his ace in the hole, or his insurance, to use vaudeville terminology, was that he was willing to pull his big white dick out.
Correct. And
can I just say this? I was in the green room, and you tell me about what happened on the set.
Sure.
But it sounded from the green room like he spent 5 minutes of the set contemplating taking his dick out. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Tell me it happened.
Dude, He was up there about 4 minutes because Ruman was timing him. So about 3 minutes of his 4 was him contemplating whether to take his penis out, and that ended when the lady Leah, who got us, or was the organizer of the event as well. She was like, "Hey, Skyler can't pull out his penis on stage. Is it okay if you just don't let him do that?" And I was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll go get him. So then I run up on stage and I go, no, it's fine. So he got to the point where he basically 3 minutes of his set was he had his hand on his cock. Okay, and he's just like, you guys want me to whip it out?
And the fans, of course, all wanted it.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure the only hang up was him just not deciding if he actually wanted to do it or not.
He's just like, you fucking fuckers want me to take it out right now,
bro.
How long did he go? How long was he trying to do stand-up for before he just abandoned the act?
Okay, so his stand-up, I don't think he even formed a sentence, if I'm being completely honest. It was the most legendary performance of all time.
He was hammered all day.
He was completely hammered up there. He told me beforehand, and I put him up first, the hardest spot. So he literally went up there and was like, fucking, what's going on, dude? And then and then he wasn't making sense. He was like, fucking whatever. Anyway, so I'm from Vegas. And then somebody's like, pull your cock out, right? And then he's like, you guys fucking want me to pull my cock out? And then he puts his hands on his cock, and then he proceeds to do what I told you.
He just debates it. There's like an angel and a devil on his shoulder for 4 minutes or 3 minutes.
And then I told him he couldn't pull his cock out. Yeah. And there were some people that were there randomly, Danny, that after the show, they're like, wow, the energy was great. I was really worried after that first guy went on the stage. I was like, oh, don't worry. Yeah, we do that on purpose. We throw a fan up.
Yeah.
He's more than a fan. He's a friend, and the man.
Yeah, we should probably
let's preface this by saying he's the man.
I feel like from now on we should probably go you as the opener, comic, fan,
yes,
comic, me.
Yes.
Instead of, because we really, if you would have walked in off the street, you would have been like, this is the worst show ever.
This is the worst show. It's like, I mean, it would be probably up there with worst bombs of all time. If there was a television show where they would just like watch this guys bombing, it would be only because of the cock part.
Let's talk about Nico's set. Because
Nico is
so let's move on a little bit. But I do want to say that I'm tired of the women's rights movement. I'm tired of like fucking pussy power, because in Vegas, if you're a chick and you pull your titties out, it's burlesque, it's art. But if you're a guy, there is pretty much no respectable venue in America where a guy can whip out the sausage.
Nah.
Even in male strip clubs, you can do it in the champagne room, but you can't do it on stage. Like Matthew McConaughey and Magic Mike never just whipped out the Franken beans, dude.
No.
And I think that should change. I think that should be, if a guy's bombing on stage, he should be able to pull his fucking dick out.
Especially when he gets consent there was no no's. I didn't hear one no. He's like, you guys want it? Everybody's like, yeah.
It's a 21 and over crowd. Even if half the crowd was like, no, fuck you. You're an adult. It's time to gaze at some meat. That's what I'm saying. It's all teen. By that same logic, whip it out. You have the same size cock as fucking Skyler. His is huge limp, though. Skyler from Vegas.
Yeah. Skyler's blessed, dude. You know, he's blessed with a good cock. And that's what I guess we wanted to share with the world. You know what I mean? We wanted to share it with the world. But his set was entertaining as shit. I said, just being himself, he was really funny. So.
You guys recorded his set?
Oh, yeah, I've got it on video.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We'll check it out.
Then Storetti, buddy of the channel, room on, go up there. I get up there, and I watched a documentary once called I Need You to Kill. And it's about Tom Segura and 2 other comics tour through Asia. And I watched this years ago. And my 2 favorite parts are when they are in some obscure Chinese province. They do Asia. And 90% of the audience doesn't even speak English. So they're all just fucking around. Tom Segura, during one of the sets, opens and just does one of the later guys' entire act.
Oh my God.
Just steals his act. And the other guy was a pretty new comic at the time, or he was taking it seriously at least. Yeah. Pete Lee, I don't think he was a new comic, but he was taking the show seriously. So Pete Lee just completely flustered, loses his shit after Tom Segura did every single one of his jokes.
So funny.
Another funny part is one of the guys in the show gets up there and just accuses Tom Segura of a rape for the entire set.
God.
Says he raped a maid at their last hotel.
Oh My God.
Said,
don't get any ideas, you motherfucker. Don't you dare get
I'm sorry,
ideas.
I won't. I'm probably going to do that the next show we have, though.
I mean, you said some guy had AIDS at your last show. Like one of the comics.
I did say someone
but
comic had AIDS.
So I get up there and I am fucking lit up, but I'm at the perfect phase of lit up where I'm not sloppy. Yeah. I'm not sleepy. I'm fucking going, dude.
It was, there is okay, when you're a beginning comic, I don't want to say it, but it's the truth. 3 drinks, 2 to 4, depending, I guess, on who you are, I guess, can get you to the perfect place where you are probably funnier than you'd be sober on any given day.
So I get up there and I just decide, you know what? I'm going to take Nico's first joke just to fuck with Nico.
Yeah.
And Nico's first joke is the famous Hearst joke, who a lot of the people on the channel know. And we always talked about how much funnier Nico's Hearst joke would be if he could punctuate it with the N-word.
Yeah.
Because really every joke is funnier if you punctuate it with the N-word.
IGGA, you know what I mean? We wanted to give it to a black man. We were like, dude, imagine Dave Chappelle doing the Hearst joke.
So I get up there and I decide that I'm going to do it and I'm going to say the N-word. And so I'm just like, I'm going to do the whole joke and like my introductions just as a black guy.
Out of your mind, dude.
So I just get up there and I got some swagger and I got some lean and I'm just like, what up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there and shit? Man, how's y'all week been? Everybody cheers and I'm like, shit, my week's been all right. Had sex in a car for the first time. Too bad it was a hearse. And then I hit the fucking rip the N-word.
Nice.
With an A. But the fucking crowd goes wild, dude.
Yeah.
Just
there was plenty. There were multiple black men in the crowd.
Oh, they loved it. They loved it.
Yeah.
And then so Nico just is panicking, not because I said the N-word, but because that's his opening joke.
Yeah.
And then I was fucking going off. I was pretty ruthless and just like fucking going after people in the crowd. But I had a pretty great set.
It was a good set, yeah. Probably the best I've ever seen you do.
Just fucking, awesome. I was in the zone, dude. I was in the fucking Vegas zone up there, just going wild.
Yeah. And then Nico just caved in.
Nico just gets up there and he doesn't draw any attention to the fact that I stole his opening joke.
Yeah.
He just tries to do the same joke that I already did. And so, but he's got no confidence when he does it because they've already heard it. And if he just been like, yeah, I know you guys already heard my opening joke, but I'm going to show you how it's really done.
Yeah.
And then he just goes up there and stutteringly tells the joke I told without the N-word.
Yeah.
So the crowd is just like, fuck you, Nico.
Yeah.
And then he forgets all of his other material.
All of it.
Does one joke and then nervously, with his tail between his legs, wanders off stage.
Okay, that's it for me.
And then I paid him $100 to sell merch for me.
Nothing.
And he's completely blacked out. And he suddenly he has a paranoid delusion that somebody is stealing the camera, which I appreciate. That's showing dedication to keeping our equipment safe and our footage safe. But he's missing in action for like 30 minutes while prime merch selling time is happening to go chase a non-stolen
a lot of the fans
camera.
were asking me about it too. They're like, dude, can we buy merch from Nico? I was like, I don't know, dude. Don't try.
Just blacked out.
I probably drank 12 drinks the fans kept giving me. So I was fucking blacked.
A fan. Damn it. I wish I had the clip. Somebody airdropped it to me and I accidentally closed my phone before it delivered. I was in the middle of one of my bits and a fan blacked out like a moth flying into your window when you have the kitchen light on. A fan just blacked out, fucking runs into the stage and he's got 2 drinks in his hands and he just gives me one in the middle of the fucking act.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 shots up there too.
It was awesome though. It ended up making the bit way better.